What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your man Chaz Ellis. Once again, answering the questions that you ask me. Make sure you go to the askchazzellisproject.com, get a consultation, quick question, or you can check the archive section for some of the live streams that you may have missed. And if you need a profile review, I do those also for dating sites and everything else. Also, check me out on askchazzellis on Facebook. Anyway, the question I got was from a young lady who asked me, is there such thing as a female simp? The answer to that question is absolutely yes. There are plenty of female simps out there, and that is a problem for a lot of women. What is a simp? A simp is basically, for a man, a simp is basically a guy who compromises his beliefs in order to impress women. Compromises his personal standards in order to impress women or a woman. Well, a woman is basically the same thing, but she is doing it generally to get love or to get relationships. Okay, yes, there are plenty of female simps out there, and I know some of you might get offended by this, but you may be one of them. And a lot of times, the worst thing about being a simp is not knowing that you are one, and not knowing that this is why you are getting the results that you're getting. The worst thing about being a simp is that it usually leaves you angry, bitter, and feeling used by a situation because you're normally getting used. Okay? So what I did was I'm doing this video about 3 signs that you might be a female simp. This will give you kind of an idea if you're doing some of these things, and maybe this is why you're getting some of the results that you're getting and why you find yourself, getting the short end of the stick almost all the time. Okay. So, number 1 sign that you might be a female simp is that you're trying to bribe for love instead of being lovable. What does that mean? A lot of women go out of their way to do everything they can for a guy. Let me go cook for this dude. Let me go, buy him this, buy him that. All of these kind of things. They'll do this for a person, and the guy may not have necessarily done anything to deserve it or whatever, but they'll do these things for a guy in lieu of doing the things to be lovable. They don't try to be the best person that they can be. They don't try to improve themselves physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. They'll try to do everything else. They'll try to just give, and think that's going to make them lovable. That's going to make this guy want to be with them. Instead of actually doing the things that it takes to be lovable, which is improving yourself internally, physically, mentally, emotionally, and becoming more stable and becoming the type of person that anyone will want to be around, regardless of whether or not you were giving or doing something to them, for them. That's a bonus. When you give good love, when you start out as being lovable and then you give good love, that's a bonus. That makes somebody definitely want to be with you. But if you're not really somebody who's putting their best foot forward, it doesn't matter what you do. The person's still not going to want to be with you. And since you didn't really want to do those things in the first place, you're bribing them to try to get love, you're going to feel used, you're going to feel angry, you're going to feel upset. Okay, the number 2 sign that you are a female simp is treating a guy better because of who he is and not who he is to you. Now, what does that mean? A lot of times, you'll see women bend over backwards for a guy, go out of their way, do everything this guy wants, have circus sex with him, give him money, massage his feet, clip his toenails for him. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. And this guy has done nothing for them. This guy has never done anything for them. And then they might even get with a guy who's just gone over, just overboard to try to help them out, and they wouldn't do anything for that guy. The reason why they're treating the one guy so well is because of who he is. He's attractive. He's smart. He's funny. He has a good job. He has this. He has that. He has the other. He has all of these different qualities. Even though he's not really doing anything for her, she's trying to treat this guy better because of who he is. Not because he's treating her well and she's reciprocating and saying, oh, I appreciate the love you're giving me. Let me give you good love. Let me be everything I could possibly be for you because of what you are to me. When you do this, when you treat somebody so well because they're a little bit more handsome, they got a better job, They got a nicer car. They're smarter. They're funnier. Their personality is way cooler. You know, they got a lot too going for them. You know, all your friends like them and are jealous. If you treat somebody well because of those things, you're not doing anything that separates you from anybody else. If they're that great, I promise you everybody else is treating them the same. Everybody's being really nice to them. Everybody's going overboard for them. They're getting that on a regular basis. They know that the only reason you're doing that is because of what they have going for them, not because you guys have built anything and established anything. They know good and well that if they were unattractive, and I tell guys this all the time when they deal with women, you can't sit up here and say, you're really pretty, so I'm going to give you all my money, I'm going to do all these things for you, and expect a girl to really care. Because the thought process in her mind is, if I wasn't this pretty, you wouldn't be this good of a man to me. You don't care about who I am to you. You don't care about how much I care about you. All you care about is what I look like and what I bring to the table. Well, guys are the same way. If the only reason why you're doing for a guy is because he's a top-notch guy, and he hasn't done anything to earn love from you, he hasn't done anything to earn a good relationship from you, I promise you that guy really isn't going to appreciate it. And you've probably already seen this. And you're going to end up being bitter. You're going to end up being angry. And you're going to end up feeling used. And the last one, number 3. Sticking to your beliefs. Only when it's easy. When you come into a situation and you're saying stuff like, I'm not sleeping with anybody until I get married, and I don't believe in this, I don't believe in divorce, I don't believe in that, I don't believe in other. And then as soon as something gets difficult, you completely abandon that idea and you completely just go ahead and do whatever the person wants you to because you really want to be with them. Like, you know, you might get with a guy on the first date and say, look, I don't sleep with people on first dates. That's not something that I do. I'm not cool with that. And if the guy's not super attractive or the guy's not somebody you really, really want to be with, you stick to it. But if he is super attractive and you don't think he's going to be interested if you don't sleep with him, then you go ahead and do that. What you're basically telling that guy is that you don't have any values, you don't have any morals, you're trying to use a strategy, and if that strategy doesn't work, then you'll abandon it and go to something else. For that reason, he's never really going to respect you. He's never really going to respect anything you say and anything you do, because he wants to be with somebody that may not sleep with him because that means that's the kind of person that they are, not because you have some kind of a strategy and it's working on him. Okay, so if you're not the type of person that can stick to your guns on anything and stick to your belief system, it ain't even just sleeping with somebody, it can be anything. If you're not sticking to your belief system when it's difficult, you're going to come off as a simp because you're going to constantly move around in your beliefs. You're going to constantly abandon your beliefs, and then you're going to feel bad about it. Being a simp leaves you bitter because you're doing things you don't believe in to try to get a certain result. Well, if you get the result, it's bittersweet. You feel good that you got what you wanted, but you feel bad about the way you had to go about it. But if you don't get the results that you want, it's just bitter. And it leaves you bitter. And it leaves you angry. Some people are female simps and they don't even know it. Sometimes you're in that situation and you have no clue. And this is just giving you a little wake-up call. If you are a female simp, you have to start changing the way that you interact with the world and the way you interact with men, and how you stick to your guns, and how you do things based on your belief system so you feel good about them no matter what the outcome. Hopefully I was able to help you out. Once again, it's your man, Chaz Ellis. Make sure you go to ChazEllisProject.com, get a consultation, quick question. Also, make sure you like and subscribe and share this video with somebody else. Peace.